Welcome back. This is episode 15 of Trojan Poetry, and we have a special guest with us again. Mr. Chris Bronte is back. We didn't scare him off last time, and we gave him the extra responsibility of picking the poem. So he's moving on up here in
lots
the
of
Trojan
pressure.
Poetry ranks.
Lots of pressure here today, guys.
Better be good.
Thanks for having me back.
Thank you.
Well, let's jump in.
All right.
You have a copy of the poem here.
we
I've
go.
chosen To Winter by Claude McKay. Stay, season of calm love and soulful snows. There is a subtle sweetness in the sun. The ripples on the stream's breast gaily run. The wind more boisterous by me blows, and each succeeding day now longer grows. Of birds the gladder music have begun, the squirrel full of mischief and of fun. From maple's topmost branch the brown twig throws. I read these pregnant signs, know what they mean. I know that thou art making ready to go. Oh, stay. I fled a land where fields are green always, and palms wave gently to and fro, and winds are balmy, blue brooks ever sheen, to ease my heart of its impassioned woe.
Whoa.
You went for the classic.
I went
Yeah.
classic
For the
on you
classic.
guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's see what we think.
Well, I think it's interesting because, to be honest with you, if I hadn't looked at the title, I would think that this is about a relationship, right? So about halfway down when he says, I read these pregnant signs, know what they mean. I know that thou art making ready to go, oh, stay. You know, so he's like almost calling to his wife, his girlfriend, or someone he's in a relationship with, please don't go. And then the next line he says, I fled a land where fields are green always and palms wave gently to and fro. So what I remember about Claude McKay, I think he's Caribbean, Jamaican maybe?
Yeah.
And so maybe he's talking about where he grew up, where he came from. John, what did you, those are the two things so far that stood out.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like a biographical reading. So, for some reason his heart is in impassioned woe. So maybe there was a breakup and now he has fled from the Caribbean to someplace with winter. And once the winter goes away, it's going to remind him of the Caribbean, which will remind him of the broken hearts. Is that it? Kind of an idea? But yeah, no, I really liked the rhythm of it and the S's. Stay, season of calm love and soulful snows. And you were kind of emphasizing that a little bit in reading it, and that sounded really cool.
Yeah.
And then subtle sweetness in the sun, right? There's so many S sounds, alliteration. Yeah, pregnant signs. I mean, is that word pregnant?
I don't know. That's always...
The first time I read the poem, I actually had to go back. I'm like, wait, is that? No, that's what he meant there. Like, okay.
So what's your take on it, Chris?
Yeah, you know, the reason I chose it is just I like the playfulness of the rhythm, the cadence. I liked its pseudo-sonnet-like feel, a little bit of iambic pentameter coming through, and sort of sectioned to, the kind of four-line, quadrant sort of feel, which I thought was really nice. Honestly, part of the reason why I chose it too is because it was, back when I chose it, it was like freezing out, so I was looking for poems about winter. And what caught me about this one, I think the thing that I would, encourage our viewers to try to, process through it is, why and in what ways does McKay play with sort of reversing the stereotypes of the symbols of those seasons. They're sort of playing, I think, different roles and sort of how he was able to do that and more importantly, why he's chosen to do that.
That's a good question.
So did you do any research to find, was it an autobiographical?
All I did was just kind of look up to see where he was coming from and to try to pick up that. So I don't know for sure if he was writing about his actual woe.
Yeah, personally.
Right.
And it could be, he's, what do you call it, homesick, right?
Right.
He's thinking about home and he's come to some new place where it's winter, it's cold, he doesn't feel like he fits in maybe, and he wishes he could be back.
But
where
he doesn't want that winter to leave, though.
Well, yeah, I
That's
get.
what's so like.
Yeah.
Well, because he
about
says
it.
stay. Yeah, that's right. Oh, see, I did a misread.
Yeah.
I did a misread.
And
Season of, he wants the snows to stay.
When I think of impassioned, I think of like hot or heat.
Right.
And he wants the winter to stay to cool him down.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost like a deadening or a numbing. But that first half is so kind of beautiful.
Right.
Right. And you think, he wants it because it's beautiful, but then he really wants it because it's going to cooling him down.
Yeah.
See, now I got to reread the whole thing and think about it again.
That's the fun of it. Well, and I think, what's interesting about it,
Who needs
too,
reading?
when you're trying to think about it, and partly why I didn't look up, to see kind of what the woe was, is so much speculation with him fleeing the islands and finding this rebirth, which again we would think would be the spring, and it's not. But in perhaps culturally one of the biggest rebirth periods in our society in the Harlem Renaissance, right? I mean, a key poet in that time period. In a cold location, as he's writing about, and so there's to me just this really cool juxtaposition about what we usually expect to see poets doing with seasons versus what he's trying to do with them.
Because that verb fled, I mean that he was running away.
He
from
was
something,
out,
right? And it reminds me of Keats's To Autumn.
Oh yeah,
right, where he
great.
takes autumn and makes it into something beautiful,
right?
Versus the summer.
Sure.
So, yeah, very interesting. Now, do you have a discussion for our viewers to think about?
Just the general idea of the ways in which McKay has played with seasons and how that plays out, I think, in your own life as we are starting to get towards change of season, depending on where you live, and how you view those within your own life and symbolic to yourself.
All right, thanks for watching. Please join the conversation in the comments on YouTube or on Twitter at Trojan Poetry DGN. Also check out our website at trojanpoetrydgn.blogspot.com.